The tragic tale of Elizabeth Short, known as the Black Dahlia, is a story that continues to captivate and horrify. In January 1947, Elizabeth's mutilated body was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles, a crime that would go down in history as one of the most gruesome and publicized murders of the 20th century. Elizabeth Short was a 22-year-old aspiring actress who had arrived in Los Angeles with dreams of stardom. Her beauty, characterized by her dark hair and striking features, earned her attention, but it was her tragic fate that would secure her a lasting legacy. On January 15, 1947, a passerby discovered Elizabeth's body, severed in half and meticulously cleaned. Her skin was pale and her lips were painted a deep crimson. The sight was horrifically surreal. The body had been posed with eerie precision, and the killer had taken steps to ensure no forensic evidence would be left behind. Police were immediately called to the scene, and the investigation began. As news of the murder broke, the media went into a frenzy. The story of the Black Dahlia captivated the nation, and every detail of Elizabeth's life became fodder for speculation and intrigue. Reporters dug into her past, painting her as a tragic figure, a beautiful woman fallen victim to a cruel world. What added to the horror was the manner in which Elizabeth's body was found. The killer had taken great care to remove any evidence that could lead to identification, showcasing a twisted form of artistry in the crime. The killer's intentions were chillingly clear. This was not just a murder, it was a statement. In the days following the murder, the Los Angeles Police Department received hundreds of tips and letters. Some were from psychics claiming to have insights into the case, while others were from people wanting to take credit for the murder. One of the most infamous letters came from someone who claimed to be the killer. He included details only the murderer could know, further complicating the investigation. Despite the media frenzy and extensive investigations, the case quickly grew cold. Numerous suspects emerged, including men who had crossed paths with Elizabeth. There were whispers of a possible connection to Hollywood, suggesting that powerful figures in the entertainment industry could be involved. But as the investigation unfolded, police struggled to find concrete evidence, and the trail went cold. One notable suspect was George Hodel, a physician who had connections to the Los Angeles elite. He was rumored to have been involved in other criminal activities and had a troubled relationship with his daughter, who claimed he was the Black Dahlia killer. However, due to a lack of physical evidence, he was never charged. In fact, Hodel died in 1999, leaving many unanswered questions. The investigation into the Black Dahlia murder became a media sensation, drawing attention from all corners of society. Hollywood stars, influential politicians, and everyday citizens were all drawn into the narrative, captivated by the tragedy of Elizabeth Short and the mystery of her killer. Yet, despite the intense scrutiny, the case remained unsolved. As the years passed, the Black Dahlia case became a symbol of unsolved mysteries in America. Countless books, films, and documentaries have attempted to unravel the enigma of Elizabeth Short's death. Yet, the truth remains elusive. In 2003, a book titled Black Dahlia, Red Rose by Payu Eatwell suggested that Elizabeth's murder was linked to a series of other killings in Los Angeles, positing that a man named Leslie Dillon was the killer. However, the evidence presented was circumstantial at best, leaving many unconvinced. Still, the allure of the case endures, as amateur sleuths continue to explore new theories, adding layers to the already complex narrative. The Black Dahlia case continues to capture the imagination of true crime enthusiasts, with each new theory adding layers to an already complex narrative. What happened to Elizabeth Short? Who was the killer? The story of the Black Dahlia is one that leaves us with more questions than answers, and the darkness surrounding her death continues to haunt the city of Los Angeles. The story of Elisa Lam is one that combines tragedy with mystery, leaving many to ponder the forces that may have led to her untimely death. In 2013, the young Canadian student traveled to Los Angeles, eager to explore the city and experience life in a new environment. Little did she know, her journey would end in darkness. Elisa checked into the infamous Cecil Hotel, known for its dark history and connection to various crimes. The hotel, located in downtown Los Angeles, had long been a subject of intrigue due to its reputation as a haven for troubled souls. It was a place where the shadows seemed to linger longer than the light. In January 2013, Elisa was reported missing after failing to check out of the hotel. Concerned friends and family contacted authorities, and a search was launched. Days turned into weeks, and the fear grew among those who cared about her. The hotel staff and police began to investigate, but it wasn't until a series of bizarre events unfolded that the story took a chilling turn. One of the most haunting pieces of evidence emerged from the hotel's security footage. In the days following her disappearance, surveillance cameras captured Elisa in the hotel elevator. The footage showed her behaving erratically, pressing multiple buttons, hiding in the corner of the elevator, and peeking out into the hallway as if she were being pursued. Her behavior was strange, and many viewers were left unsettled by her frantic actions. What could have driven Elisa to act in such a manner? Was she experiencing a mental health crisis? Was there something sinister at play? Theories began to swirl around the internet, ranging from plausible explanations to the outright bizarre, including supernatural and conspiratorial narratives. As the search continued, hotel staff conducted routine checks of the premises. It was on February 19, 2013, that a maintenance worker made a shocking discovery. Elisa's body was found in one of the water tanks on the hotel's roof. Her death sent shockwaves through the community, raising more questions than answers. The circumstances surrounding Elisa's death were puzzling. The tank was sealed, and there was no clear indication of how she ended up there. Investigators ruled her death an accidental drowning, but the lack of definitive answers left many feeling unsettled. Was she disoriented? Did she struggle to escape? The questions lingered, and theories flourished in the wake of her tragic end. Elisa's case shone a light on the struggles many face with mental health. Her family revealed that she had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder, which complicated her experiences during her travels. This aspect of her life added depth to the story, reminding us that behind every tragedy is a person with dreams, hopes, and struggles. The Cecil Hotel itself became a focal point for the narrative, with many believing it held dark secrets. Stories of hauntings, unexplained deaths, and criminal activity have circulated for decades, contributing to the hotel's eerie reputation. As the tale of Elisa Lam unfolded, it seemed the shadows of the Cecil were even darker than anyone could have imagined. In the aftermath of Elisa's death, the internet became a breeding ground for speculation. Numerous conspiracy theories erupted, suggesting everything from a government cover-up to a supernatural entity being involved. While many of these theories were far-fetched, they demonstrated how powerful and pervasive the need for answers can be in the face of tragedy. The fascination with Elisa's case continues to this day, with countless YouTube videos, podcasts, and documentaries exploring her life and mysterious death. The Cecil Hotel has since been the subject of ghost tours and investigations, becoming a landmark for those drawn to the macabre. The allure of the hotel's dark past and the enigma of Elisa Lam's story keep the public's interest alive. The case of Elisa Lam remains one of the most haunting mysteries of our time. It serves as a chilling reminder of the complexities of mental health, the fragility of life, and the depths of human experience. What happened to Elisa Lam in those final moments? The answers remain hidden, lost in the darkness of the Cecil Hotel. The Zodiac Killer is one of the most notorious and enigmatic criminals in American history, a figure who terrorized Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s. While many serial killers operate in the shadows, the Zodiac reveled in the spotlight, taunting police and the public with letters that would send chills down the spines of those who read them. The story begins on December 20th, 1968, with the tragic murders of high school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday. They were shot near Vallejo, California, in a remote area known for its quiet, romantic setting. Witnesses reported seeing a man near their vehicle, but he disappeared into the night. Little did anyone know, this was just the beginning. In the spring of 1969, the Zodiac struck again, this time targeting Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau. They were parked in a secluded area when a figure approached, shining a flashlight into their vehicle. What followed was nothing short of horrific. The man opened fire, killing Darlene instantly, while Michael miraculously survived, despite sustaining serious injuries. "I thought I was going to die that night," he recalled. "I couldn't believe it was happening. I thought it was a nightmare." The horror didn't stop there. On July 4, 1969, the Zodiac sent a letter to the San Francisco Chronicle, boasting about the murders and including a cryptic cipher. This letter was only the beginning of his sinister correspondence, a twisted game of cat and mouse with law enforcement. The killer challenged police to catch him, claiming responsibility for several murders and threatening more violence. The most chilling part of this saga was the Zodiac's ability to evade capture while keeping the public in a state of fear. His letters grew increasingly brazen, even including a piece of the victim's clothing as proof of his crimes. As detectives worked tirelessly to piece together the clues, the Zodiac taunted them further, mocking their efforts and insisting that he was always one step ahead. One of the most puzzling elements of the case is the Zodiac's cryptic ciphers. The first, known as the 408 cipher, was sent to the Chronicle in July 1969. It took amateur cryptographers and experts alike over a week to decode it, revealing a chilling message where the killer expressed his joy in taking lives. The Zodiac's words painted a picture of someone who found pleasure in the suffering of others, heightening the horror of his already disturbing actions. The Zodiac's letters were not just limited to taunts. They included a sense of pride and an almost grotesque form of artistry. One of the most infamous letters, sent in 1970, featured a symbol that would come to be associated with the Zodiac Killer, a circle with a cross through it. This symbol became iconic, representing the unknown nature of the killer and the fear he instilled in the hearts of many. Despite numerous leads and suspects, the Zodiac Killer's identity remained unknown. Investigators believed he could have been anyone, a neighbor, a local mechanic, or even a respected member of the community. Each theory was as unsettling as the last, and the fear permeated every corner of the cities he terrorized. The last confirmed murder attributed to the Zodiac occurred in 1969, yet he continued to send letters until 1974, vanishing from the public eye. One notable suspect was Arthur Lee Allen, a man with a troubled past who had numerous run-ins with the law. His behavior, coupled with circumstantial evidence, led investigators to believe he may have been the elusive Zodiac Killer. However, Allen passed away in 1992, and the case against him never solidified. As the years rolled on, interest in the Zodiac Killer began to wane, but with advances in DNA technology, the cold case was reignited. In 2020, the DNA from one of the Zodiac's letters was tested, leading investigators to a new suspect. This development offered a glimmer of hope, reigniting the flames of speculation about the killer's identity. The Zodiac's taunting letters have transformed into an obsession for many true crime enthusiasts and amateur detectives. They dissect each letter, searching for clues that might lead to a breakthrough. Yet, despite the advancements in forensic science, the case remains a chilling enigma. The haunting question lingers: who was the Zodiac Killer? What drove him to commit such heinous acts? These questions haunt both investigators and true crime enthusiasts, leaving a chilling legacy that remains unresolved.